Dr. Soltesz received his doctorate in Budapest and then did his postdoctorate research. I'm advancing his slides before he even got up here. Really all across the world. He was in Oxford, London, Stanford, and Dallas, so not all over the world, but many places. He then established his lab at the University of California at Irvine, where he became full professor and then served as the department chair. He then returns in 2015 to Stanford, where he continues to maintain his lab. His main research interests are in neuronal microcircuits, network oscillations, cannabinoid signaling, and the mechanistic basis of circuit dysfunction in epilepsy. So he is going to talk to us about the endocannabinoid system today. So we'll welcome him to the stage.
Thank you very much, and thanks for putting this wonderful event together. If you ever put an event together, you know how much work it is, and so I'm honored to be here. And we can make this interactive, so if you don't understand what I'm saying, just raise your hands. I don't need to go through my slides. So, but this version of the talk is a little bit more scientific, and then upstairs, or where is it upstairs? I'm going to basically give the same talk at a little bit more easily digestible form. So if you want to hear it again, God forbid, then you can go back. So without further ado, so I'm going to talk about the cannabinoid system. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about the cannabinoid system that might suggest an anti-seizure mechanism. I have nothing to declare, and so the objectives are mechanistic concepts of cannabinoid signaling. We'll consider some of the preclinical evidence, some of it was already mentioned, and we are going to evaluate some of the risk factors. So I don't need to belabor this, but let me just say that obviously epilepsy is a massive problem, and lots of comorbidities, and there's a risk of sudden death. And there are many types of epilepsies, so we really should put this in plural. And many are treatment resistant, so we really need to have new avenues for treatment. So this is where I don't really know how much the audience will know about basic neurobiology, so bear with me if I explain too much or too little. I'm doing my best here. So endocannabinoid system, what is it? What is fundamentally important about it? So neurons in the brain communicate through neurotransmitters that are being released into what we call the synaptic cleft. From neuron 1, that's we call the presynaptic neuron, when this neuron gets activated, it releases a neurotransmitter, and it activates receptors in the postsynaptic neuron, that's neuron 2 in the neuronal chain. And at this juncture called the synapse, the information therefore flows from the presynaptic to the postsynaptic side. So this neuron fires, and it will either cause this neuron to fire as well, or it actually will decrease the probability that this neuron fires. Okay, so it's either an excitatory or an inhibitory synapse. So this is how the information normally flows. Now what happens is that endocannabinoid, as you can see here at the bottom, for those of you who can actually see, endocannabinoids basically go against this flow. So they are going to do things that basically regulate the presynapse as a function of the activity in the postsynapse. Okay, so is that clear, more or less? So that's really the key about endocannabinoids. The rest of it is really relatively easy. It can of course become very complicated very fast. That's actually an error here. So what we need to know about the endocannabinoid signaling for epilepsy, hang on, I'm going to use my own. So what is important is that these receptors, the so-called cannabinoid receptors, are both on excitatory and inhibitory neurons. Okay, so basically, cannabinoid receptors can regulate either inhibition or excitation, and actually they regulate both. Now, it's important also that cannabinoid receptors, these CB1 receptors, are expressed not on all neurons, but only on some of them, right? So that's the other level of complication. And fundamentally, cannabinoid receptors, which are these kind of receptors, they always inhibit neurotransmitter release. They either inhibit GABA release, which is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, so it's essentially decreasing the brake in the system, so decreasing inhibition, or it decreases excitation. Glutamate is an excitatory neurotransmitter, but invariably, what you need to remember is that these receptors, whether they are inhibitory or excitatory cells, they decrease the probability that when this neuron, the presynaptic neuron, is active, neurotransmitters get released locally. The other thing that is interesting is that as this complicated slide here shows, I'm going to show this a little bit more, what this complicated slide shows, and this is just what you need to remember about it, is that the natural ligand for these receptors that we just discussed, the natural ligand, not the one you put in, but the one that is natural in the body, is synthesized postsynaptically, right? It's synthesized in that neuron 2. And the way it happens is that when this neuron is active, when scientists say we depolarize the neuron, that's neuron 2 is active, then through various mechanisms that involves molecules interacting with each other, it activates an enzyme that synthesizes a lipid-like molecule that in the postsynaptic neuron that goes back the synapse across backward, remember we discussed this backward, and activates these receptors either on the excitatory terminals, decreasing excitation, or on the